Chapter 187, The One Who Observes. From thin air, Dino summoned the massive greatsword, almost as tall as he was. It was thick, wide, and single-edged. Clearly, its immense weight and sharpness made it deadly. This was no ordinary weapon. It was a god-class greatsword called Rumbling Fang. Opposite him stood Beretta, unarmed, yet his body itself was a weapon, made of demon steel originally crafted by Rimuru. Over time, it had evolved under Beretta's magic into something far more powerful. Bio-demon steel, akin to what Zildjian possessed. This material, infused with magic, rivaled the strength of even legend-class weapons. Normal attacks couldn't even scratch him, but against a god-class weapon like Dino's, even Beretta's incredible defense was tested. Still, Beretta didn't back down. Even though Dino wielded a deadly sword, Beretta countered him with precise movements. He expertly dodged, parried, and redirected strikes using his entire body, combining offense and defense seamlessly. Not having a weapon didn't put him at a disadvantage. In fact, it gave him more freedom to attack in creative ways. As a chaos doll, Beretta's strength lay in attribute transformation. He cleverly infused holy energy into areas meant to resist. Demonic energy, creating a local, holy barrier to block Dino's attacks. His tactics gave him the upper hand for now, but the battle was razor thin, like threading a needle. Neither holy nor demonic attacks were decisive. Dino, a fallen angel, had once been aligned with the holy attribute and now carried demonic energy as well. Because of this dual nature, he had no clear weaknesses. Beretta's only real hope of hurting Dino was using his unique skill, Holy Demonic Fusion, which merged both attributes into a single powerful blow. Even so, a single slash from Dino's sword could easily wound him. Beretta knew he couldn't win, but winning wasn't his goal. Protecting Ramirez was. As long as she was safe, his mission was a success. Even if he was defeated, he could be revived later. That's why Beretta focused purely on stalling. His calm and calculated approach was built around buying time, never rushing, never faltering. Dino, of course, saw through this strategy, but knowing it didn't make breaking it any easier. The only real threat to him was Beretta's holy demonic fusion. This aura of fused attributes could bypass all defenses. It was nearly impossible to block unless Dino overwhelmed it with his own will and power. It was an impressive feat for a unique skill to be able to harm someone like Dino, who had an ultimate skill. However, Beretta's strength was mostly offensive. His defensive technique was lacking. The only reason he was holding up against Dino was because Dino remained cautious, unwilling to take a risky hit. Dino confirmed Beretta had no hidden weapons. It was annoying, but necessary. Killing Beretta wouldn't help. He'd just revive again. This was the same reason Dino had put the Guardians of the Labyrinth to sleep. Ramirez's subordinates couldn't be permanently killed. They'd come back, thanks to her bracelet of revival. That's why Dino hadn't bothered killing them. He just neutralized them. If he truly wanted to end the threat, he'd need to kill Ramirez herself. This is getting ridiculous. Just dealing with Beretta is this much trouble. Initially, Dino hadn't realized a ceremony of evolution was taking place during Rimuru's victory celebration. He'd been acting on Yuki's orders, trying to provoke a conflict between Guy and Rimuru during the party. He stayed hidden and observed, waiting for an opening. It almost worked. Guy had seemed ready to rampage, but he changed his mind, and the plan fell apart. Dino, sensing danger, chose to quietly withdraw before his role as a spy was discovered. That's when he noticed something strange. The labyrinth had gone eerily quiet, like it was asleep. A perfect opportunity. For the sake of the mysterious being slumbering inside Yuki, Dino had to act. Ramirez had become a threat, not just her, but the entire labyrinth she created. It wasn't just a fortress. It housed powerful devils and cutting-edge research from lost civilizations. Attacking it head-on was suicide. The only way to stop it was to seal it, and the fastest way to do that was to eliminate Ramirez. Yuki had always feared the labyrinth's potential, especially Ramirez's skill, labyrinth creation. It was a power so great, it mimicked the creation of a world. Dino agreed it was far too dangerous to leave her alive. So after draining the strength of her guardian and putting them to sleep, Dino made his move. With no more obstacles, he prepared to strike. Though he didn't hate Ramirez, he felt no hesitation. Beretta, he did well. Sleep now. Fall in hypno. Dino activated his ultimate skills, powerful hypnotic ability. It didn't just induce sleep, it forced those needing rest into a slumber without end. It couldn't be resisted by willpower alone. Beretta collapsed under the spell's power, and even Ramirez being protected was affected. Too many strong people in one place. What a pain. Satisfied, Dino muttered as he glanced at the peacefully sleeping Ramirez. I didn't want it to come to this, but I'm not asking for forgiveness. Goodbye, Ramirez. His eyes turned cold as he reached toward her. But then, Beretta moved. Demons don't need sleep, so Beretta had managed to resist the spell. Barely, he threw himself between Dino and Ramirez, taking the hit with his body. Dino's spear hand pierced Beretta's adamantite frame with ease. Beretta was no longer defending with magic. He hadn't resisted the spell per se, he simply didn't require sleep. His systems forced him into sleep mode, making him unable to fight. But even so, I let my core be destroyed on purpose. I'll die and revive instantly. This isn't over, Dino. I won't let you harm my master. Beretta showed no despair. He was confident they would win. Fool, I can kill Ramirez before you revive. Dino shouted in frustration, but Beretta's faith was not misplaced. He had been stalling for time, and now it had paid off. No, I won't let you lay a hand on her. This, Gehenna Lord, Adalman, will be your opponent. A skeleton stepped into the room with unwavering resolve. Please stall him, Adalman, Beretta said before dissolving into light. Adalman nodded and prepared for battle. Dino was getting seriously fed up now, and it wasn't an act. Even though Adalman wasn't a real threat in his own, he couldn't be permanently killed unless his bracelet of revival was destroyed. Just stalling Dino was enough. And then, do you really have time to look away? A voice called out as a blade sliced Dino's cheek. It was Albert, wielding a god-class sword. Albert wasn't fully fused to his new armor yet, so Dino still held the advantage. But now, Adalman, Albert, and the soon-to-revive Beretta were working together. Recovery magic supported their attacks, and even though Dino had an ultimate skill, support magic still worked in indirect ways. Adalman, a Grand Priest level user of both undead and divine magic, buffed his allies and coordinated their attacks. Beretta was back, and Albert was in peak condition. The fight had escalated. Dino was now under siege by 3 fighters below his rank, yet he was struggling. He even started to question himself. Am I getting rusty from all that laziness? Still, he had enough composure to joke to himself. Shut up, 2-on-1 isn't fair, you know. And the timing, how did you appear right after my hypnosis? It's too perfect. He felt something was off. It was as if Adalman had anticipated his move in advance. No, I'm probably overthinking it. Even as he fended off their attacks, Dino remained a skilled swordsman, on par with Albert and his ultimate skill. Slothful King Belphegor gave him unique power. The less he moved, the more strength he stored up. He could unleash that saved-up energy in short bursts of overwhelming power. He still had plenty of strength left, but now he needed to figure out the most efficient way to eliminate all 3 enemies. Then, ha 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 ha, you don't get it, do you? You've been observed this whole time. Adalman spoke with confidence. Think about where you are. This is Great Demon Lord Rimuru-sama's domain. You can't do as you please here. This battle is being watched. End of chapter 187.